Going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Well, guys, the news everybody was been waiting for, and it's been taking a long time to come through, is the verdict in the Carlee Russell case. Now, she was supposed to go to court on Tuesday, struck a deal. They made it Thursday, which was today. And she's been sentenced. Now, I'm going to show you. I'm laughing already. I'm giving it away. I'm going to show you the video. And then we'll just stick around after the video because I'm going to go off. Check it out.
You solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
You are Carlee Russell?
Yes, sir.
You can put your hand down. This is CC 23-888 and 889. You were charged in each of these cases with making a false police report, which are misdemeanor offenses. I'm showing you a document titled Explanation of Rights. Did you go over this document with your lawyers?
Yes, sir.
Is that your signature on the last page?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions about this document or about your rights?
No, sir.
All right then, and there is no plea agreement here. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
In CC 23-888, as to the misdemeanor offense of making a false police report, how do you plead?
Guilty.
And in CC 23-889, as to the misdemeanor offense of making a false police report, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Fine. Do you have, let's see, a little out of order here. I'm showing you Court's Exhibit B. Did you go over this document with your lawyers?
Yes, sir.
And is that your signature at the bottom?
Yes, sir.
Are you satisfied that your attorneys, Mr. Emery Anthony, Richard Jaffe, and Lucky Milad,
Yes,
are
sir.
good and competent attorneys and have represented you well?
Yes, sir.
Are you satisfied with the plea agreements in these cases?
Yes, sir.
You're pleading guilty of your own free will?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
Has anybody promised you anything in exchange for your plea?
No, sir.
Are you pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty?
Yes, sir.
All right, at this time, before we proceed, well, I find that your plea was made knowingly and voluntarily, and based on your plea, I find you guilty. Before sentencing, first, is there anything that the Attorney General's office would like to add?
Yes, Your Honor, if you don't mind. As the court is aware, I have asked to speak today, and I have a lot to say, but the court has asked me to limit it to 2 minutes, and so I will do that. First of all, this case has always been about respect for law enforcement and respect for this community as a whole. Ms. Russell faked a kidnapping, duped the community, and contrived this situation. We still, Judge, don't know to this day where she was, how she got there, what she was doing, and with whom she was doing it with. Once we figured out that she was supposedly missing, the community got involved. Hundreds of people got involved. They took time away from their families, their work, their fun. Law enforcement got involved, from federal, state, to local. And they took time away from their family, their people, their work, other cases that needed to be solved. This has been a case that it was taken advantage of, and it's our contention that Ms. Russell knew this would happen. She had researched it on the computer. She had researched search terms about Amber Alerts and the movie Taken, all of those things. And then, Judge, when she came home, we have ring camera footage of her walking casually down her parents' street, and when she gets in front of her parents' house, she runs up there and starts beating on the door. Police were called. The body cams show that she's flailing around and still perpetuating this ruse that she was kidnapped. The ambulance was called. She goes to the hospital and she finally speaks with law enforcement, and that's when she tells the story about that orange-haired man and woman playing with her hair and eating Cheez-Its. This ruse continues. And it doesn't stop until a couple of days later when her lawyer issues a statement. So I have to say, Judge, that because of this ongoing complete disrespect for this community as well as law enforcement, it is our contention that she should get some jail time. I understand that it's a misdemeanor. I do. But because of the effect that it has had on law enforcement as well as on the community, we feel even if it's weekends in jail or nights in jail, that some sort of incarceration is warranted in this case. I think I kept it under 2 minutes.
All right, thank you, Ms. Morris. All right, is there anything from the defense attorneys?
No, sir.
Judge, what we're gonna do is gonna let Ms. Russell make a
Yes.
statement.
Okay, Ms. Russell, before being sentenced, you do have a right to make a statement. Is there anything you'd like to say?
Yes, sir. Your Honor, I want to genuinely apologize for my actions and the resulting negative impact inflicted onto others. I made a grave mistake while trying to fight through various emotional issues and stress. I am extremely remorseful for the panic, fear, and various range of negative emotions that were experienced across the nation. I want to specifically acknowledge and take accountability for the pain and embarrassment that I inflicted upon my family, my church family, friends, neighbors, community, and all of those who were directly involved in search efforts for me. I also extend my sincerest apologies to the Hoover Police Department and every other law enforcement agency and personnel for the position that I put them in and for the resources used. I absolutely regret my decision and in hindsight wish that I had cried for help in a totally different manner. My prayer is that I will be extended grace and given the opportunity to redeem who I truly am and restore the positively esteemed character that I have worked so hard to attain for the 25 years of my life prior to this incident. I wholeheartedly can say that I've never had any malicious intent to hurt anyone. And I pray that you will feel my sincerity and that as I prepare to pick up the pieces and go on to restore my life, that you will witness the fruition of grace.
And we're not gonna say anything yet.
Okay, all right, thank you, Ms. Russell. When you first made this report, you alarmed the community, this community, and you really alarmed the country because the story went nationwide, as you know.
Yes, sir.
And then when it came out that it wasn't true, not only was this community outraged, but the country was outraged. What you did was you wasted a lot of government resources, and you're going to pay for that. You're going to pay every dime of that in restitution in this case. It would be a waste of government resources to have a trial in this case. So you have taken responsibility, and we're not going to do that. It would be a waste of government resources to put you in jail. One of the most expensive things the government does is incarcerate people. And we need to reserve our jails for people who are genuinely a threat to the community. Although we're very upset about what you've done, you're not a threat to the community. I'm not going to treat you any differently than I would treat any other first-time nonviolent misdemeanor offender. Accordingly, it is the judgment and sentence of this court that you're sentenced in each of these cases to 6 months in the county jail. These sentences are consecutive with each other, and these sentences are suspended. You're placed on probation for 12 months, it's supervised probation. It's a condition of your probation that you pay full amount of restitution, which is $17,974.88, paid to the city of Hoover, 100 Municipal Lane, Hoover, Alabama, 35216. Pay that through the clerk's office on the first floor in this building so we have a record of it. I'm also sentencing you to serve, and this is a condition of your probation, 100 hours of community service. I want to see, when we come back, I want to see that you've made progress, if not have completed that community service. I understand that you're currently getting mental health counseling, is that right?
Yes, sir.
It is a condition at this point of your probation that you continue getting mental health counseling, and I'd like to see some proof that you're getting that counseling when we come back. This case is set for a review hearing. We're going to review the amount of restitution that's been paid, community service, and that date is October 16 at 9 a.m. Anything else for the state or the defense?
Nothing from the defense.
No, you're not.
Thank you.
All right, guys, that's what happened in court today. Carlee Russell was found guilty, or she pled guilty. She got 1 year in jail with a sentence that's suspended. 100 hours of community service. She got to pay back $17,900 in restitution, and she has a 1 year probation, supervised release, or whatever they call it. So it was what it was. Now, depending on if she messed up or not, which she won't, she ain't going to jail, regardless of what a lot of people think. And trust me, by no means am I downgrading what she did because it's messed up. It brought a lot of people back to painful memories when they were out there searching for her, having to relive the horror that they themselves went through where their loved ones didn't come home. But I'm going to bring up 4, maybe 5 points in this. And yes, I'm going to be silly about it. First thing was this. That letter was scripted. Y'all seen that. Ain't no way she wrote that. That was too... The way that was written, that looked like somebody, a lawyer or somebody wrote that. She didn't write that. I know that for a fact. Second thing was she was embarrassed, and she should be. If you go back and look at the video, it was only 8 minutes long. I'm going to show it in its entirety. She was embarrassed when the prosecutor spoke and told some stuff we ain't know. She walked down the street, ring doorbells, caught her on thing, walking down the street. As soon as she got in front of the house, she took off sprinting and acted crazy. Like she escaped. Police came. She still went on with the charade in front of her family too. They said, went to the hospital and all this stuff. After that, when the police came, she went up, she still kept up with the charade. Ronald McDonald chased her, remember? Ronald McDonald kidnapped her. And the other lady played in her hair. They fed her Cheez-Its, blindfolded. You know what I'm saying? And she narrowly escaped. Remember she escaped from the back of the truck. Then they threw her in a Z28 or some crap, a car, some old redneck mess, threw a sheet over her head like she was a parrot, and she got quiet and just went to sleep. Anyway, she was embarrassed because the lady was telling some of the stuff. She's in court, her family's dead. She starts sniffing and all of that, and we'll get back to that sniffing in a second. And she only told the truth when the lawyer came. So evidently she played this whole thing even when her mom and dad was there. So that kind of explains why they was mad when she went to court last time. JLR got in her face and all that other stuff. They was already mad at her. And it pissed them off because they wasn't prepared for that type of scrutiny to come. And that's why I think the mom was acting like that, because she didn't know what to do neither. But anyway, they convicted her. You know, it is what it is. But I want to bring something up. Go back and look when she first sniffed. Look at her lawyer, the one that wear the nice suits. He didn't know it was her. She was standing in front of the mic. He was like, what the fuck? And he just started looking, and she did it again. He looked the other way like it was her sniffing. I thought that was funny as could be. The other thing that made me laugh was this. She kept sniffing even when she was reading. Like every few words she was sniffing. Man, I didn't know whether she was one of the fat boys or Dougie Fresh. I thought she was about to break the beatbox out. You know what I'm saying? Jesus Christ. But it should be a lesson to her. As long as she learned the lesson, they say she's doing some mental health shit or something. I think, honestly, something's wrong with her. I do. And I think they don't want to say nothing. She still never had to explain herself. Y'all notice that? The judge did make a valid point, though. He said, jail, you ain't a violent offender or nothing like that. What you did was stupid and dumb, but I'm not going to give you jail. I'm not going to demand you get locked up because we could use that space for somebody else. I kind of agreed with him. I mean, it was fair what he said. I mean, I can't remember verbatim what he said, but it did make sense to me. But hopefully she learned a lesson from this, because she looked hella stupid. She's sitting up there. I'm sorry to my church family, to everybody. Go figure. I had to do that. I just wanted to do that. But yeah, man, it is what it is. Maybe we can put this thing to rest. That movie is still out there. If y'all ain't see it, go see it, because it's funny as hell. But if I was in the courtroom, and it's a good thing I wasn't there, because remember, I was like, I'm not going to drive 20 hours to see her go in and then out without saying nothing. And it was supposed to be on Tuesday. I don't want that at Tuesday. They'd have moved the thing. One of them things, I'd have been stuck like Chuck. I'd have been back here still doing what I'm doing now, recording it off my phone. So, but lucky I wasn't in the courtroom. Well, you're lucky I can't act like I want to act in there. She'd have been there sniffing and reading that letter. I'd have jumped up and threw Cheez-Its on her like, liar! Just threw them shits. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Just a little bit of humor, man. Still was stupid what she did. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.